I would like to begin my reflection with discussing what I learned about myself. A major thing that I have learned about myself is that even though some tasks that I am faced with may seem difficult and almost impossible at the time, I can accomplish them. I discovered this many times throughout the year with various projects and assignments. I have also learned that I can be a leader and that I actually enjoy it for the most part. I also learned that I will never lose sense of myself, which I noticed when I was creating my Miss Balin and Miss Leland story and my final showcase. Next, I would like to bring up what I have changed. One major way I have changed this year is becoming a better public speaker. I used to always be really nervous and audience shy, and throughout the year I became more sure of myself and used more eye contact. Another way I've changed is by becoming more collaborative through not just digital forms, like when we did our Thomas Friedman section, but face-to-face as well, such as any group activity. I also have become less naive when it comes to making decisions because I look more into them and think about them in a more complex way and more about how it will affect me. A bigger change that I have gone through this year would be learning how not to fret so much over the small mistakes and learning to let go and move on. That had to happen with a few projects before I actually learned to accept it though. Throughout the year, I have found certain things that I like about myself. One thing that I like about myself is that I tend to be naturally diplomatic when it comes to many things, such as working in a group with many different opinions. I also like that I was able to grow and better myself this year and not lose sight of who I am and where I want to be. Something else I like is that I believe I still have room for improvement, which I know I personally do. When looking back at this year, I realized several bigger picture things. A main big picture thing that I've learned this year is that it's okay not to be perfect all of the time, and that I can make acceptable mistakes once in a while, as long as I can learn from them. Another bigger picture thing I learned is that no matter how hard an individual works on a collaborative group project, it takes the entire group's effort to make it the best it can be. Personally, I feel that I have succeeded in different ways this year. I have succeeded this year by trying new things, such as writing a debate, making a parody, or creating a documentary, and actually doing them well. I was able to improve my skills and knowledge that I previously had before DLC, such as working with Keynote. Another way I succeeded this year was by embracing the fact that I can be a leader instead of a group member or follower. I've also managed to maintain exceptional grades throughout all my classes this year, and that was a big goal of mine. When I look back, there is one project of mine that really makes me proud. This year, I am most proud of my World War I documentary because I had never created one before it, and it was a new style that we weren't all used to. Also, it was exciting to try something new, and since I really like breaking down content, I enjoyed making it. In the end, I thought it turned out really great, and it is definitely my favorite and most proud of second semester project. Since it is important to consider how one has grown, improved, and expanded themselves each year, I would like to take this moment in my reflection to do so. One way that I have grown is through my public speaking skills. In the beginning of the year, I didn't have a lot of experience in public speaking, and after I did it a few times, I became more certain of my ability and just thought people would listen, so I was less nervous. I've also been able to improve my leadership skills through various projects this year, such as our debates. Plus, I was able to expand my personal way of thinking and heighten my ability to have a more complex thought and get deeper into meaning or symbolism, either through blogging or class discussions. I think it is always important to go into something with an initial goal. My initial goal for this semester, according to my second quarter reflective blog entry, was to create a project that was good enough to make it onto the DLC7 website. Unfortunately, I was unable to do so, but having the goal kept me trying hard all year. I think one reason why I did not reach my initial goal for this semester was because I became too critical or worried that something wouldn't work out, so I decided not to include something that could have made my project stand out. Also, everyone else had really good projects this semester too, so competition was definitely there, but in a good way. However, I did have smaller goals that I was able to get accomplished to even it out. Even though I had a lot of good times this year, there were definitely some challenges along the way. My greatest challenges this year were overcoming my public speaking fear and becoming more open with others around me. I feel that I was able to overcome both of these challenges this year, and that makes me proud of myself. With 8th grade practically around the corner, I am beginning to set some goals. My main goal for 8th grade are to maintain my 4.0 GPA and expand on my mastery of technological skills. I want to be able to create better projects than I did this year, and I know there is room for improvement. Along with goals usually comes fears. My main fear for next year is not being able to expand my technological products. However, I plan on trying my best and working hard to enhance my skills to ensure that I will continue to make better projects.